Welcome back to another episode of Fail or Fire, the series where we tell you what we think is a fail, fire, or just plain mid. I am your Renegade host, Thundarius, and I'm joined by my absolutely amazing Renegade co-hosts.
Glowing in the dark because I'm shades.
Well, I'm just regularly lit Dylan.
And we are Cyber Skull Media. Shades, you don't glow in the dark.
With this shirt, I do.
Oh, man.
Well, for those who are like, well, you got to cover Prof and Rin, but you're new to our channel, we did. We covered Pain Salesman. Go check it out. We are back with another Rin for you, ladies and gentlemen. It is Rin's Day. That means it's Friday over here on Cyber Skull Media. We live premiere every single Rin video, same time, same place, every week. Shout out to every one of you awesome Renegades and Cyber Skull Mafia in the premiere chat right now. Y'all are the real MVPs for being here, especially at the beginning of the video. And we are covering 7 sins today. And this one is going to be a little different than the rest that we've covered. This one's a Vieric video.
I've seen this one. Kevin Spacey's the killer.
Oh, that's not this one, Dylan. That's a movie.
David Fincher didn't make this?
No.
Oh, well, I don't know then.
No, this one isn't even a video. It's a lyric video, something we haven't gotten yet in our journey down the rabbit hole. Later in the video, you'll be able to see exactly everything we have covered from Rin in case you have questions about that. And so this one should be good. Now, it looks like it could be a long one for us, 4:35, which means we could be spending a lot of time breaking this down. So should we just go ahead and get into it? I mean, we know that the 7 deadly sins are pride, greed, wrath, envy, lust, gluttony, and sloth. And we all know Thundy's a bit of a glutton. We could be here a while, depending on how he wants to go about talking about all 7 of these. You guys have any thoughts before we dive into this one?
Nope.
Oh.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Well, this is Rin 7 Sins. Hopefully, y'all have made it. If not, you'll have to go back and watch this part later. Here we go.
I've seen that logo somewhere.
I lay broken on the kitchen floor. I clawed at the laminate. Pain wandered my body, an uninvited guest. Bones of a home where the devil could rest. I cursed the gods, cursed my messiah, cursed my maker. I cursed all of creation. There I lay, feeble and thin. Sick boy, 7 my sin. Have you ever felt...
I know you all are already going to be mad. I'm already stopping, but we had to talk about this whole intro here. For one, this video is so fucking dope. It's a very well done lyric video. He said some shit that we didn't know what the fuck he said. Did you know what he said, Shades?
You want me to lie to you or tell you the truth?
I want you to do both.
I had no idea what was going on, but my lyrics told me exactly what's going on.
Right. This was Welsh. I figured it was Welsh. And then someone in the comments of this video gave us exactly what it was. It was, sickness is my teacher. My smile broke. My bones feel old. Here lies the body of Rin. And I sound like a broken record, but we all know all the things Rin has been through with his medical history. They're quite extensive, quite hardcore, things that most people would have a very, very difficult time dealing with just to survive, let alone be a creative in the manner that he is. And the rest of the intro goes, I lay broken on the kitchen floor. I clawed at the laminate. Pain wandered my body, an uninvited guest. Bones were a home where the devil could rest. I cursed the gods, cursed my messiah, cursed my maker, cursed all of creation. There I lay, feeble and thin. Sick boy, 7 my sins. Well, drop the sick boy emojis in the chat right now if you're there in the live chat. At least Shades and I have been through some heavy medical things in our past and had to deal with chronic pain to the point where it was It was unbearable without medications, and even with medications, it could still be a massive pain.
For sure. Winter sucks every year.
Pretty major ordeal with one of my ears. Had a pretty massive surgery, some skull drilling, and yeah, a lot of pain meds.
Sounds terrible.
It was not fun at all. They
Jeez.
filleted that thing open and dug it all out and grafted in a new eardrum, put in some synthetic parts.
Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology.
Try to make me hear again. It's still not great, but it was. I was very miserable for about 2 weeks afterwards. Pretty reliant on pain meds, and they sure were eager to give those out.
They're a little stingy now, depending on what you're doing, but they definitely, at one point, were super encouraging of it.
Nah, you just got to talk right.
Could rest. I cursed the gods, cursed my messiah, cursed my maker. I cursed all of creation. There I lay, feeble and thin. Sick boy, seven my sin. Have you ever felt pain? Stomach wrenching, unrelenting. Tell me, have you ever felt pain? Condescending, muscles clenching. Tell me, have you ever felt pain? A rose emerges from the pavement cracks. They'll write my eulogy with broken glass. Eternal parallax.
Pain.
Pain the author, I accept this. Pain the teacher, bruised apprentice. Pain resisting, pain will come. Pain the mother, I'm the son. Pain that splits you, and too many hits you. The dark and the light will converge to one. Pain that twists you, the heavens dismiss you. The Father, the Ghost, and the Holy Son. Body bags, body bagging me. Zip it up quick, get their things on B. I search for peace in the belly of a beast. Sick boy, on a matter P.I. Running up a fever, following a leader. Wanna be me, huh? Grass isn't greener. Bright light seizure, dynamite dealer. Dine at the table of the coroner, E-top for 13 years and I've been feeling so stuck. Lucky number 13, just my luck. Empires tumble, rubble and dust. The universe shrinks and the planets combust. In God we trust. God tied a noose to his neck and he walked to the edge and he jumped. Angels wept, I bear witness. Watching the whole thing unfold from my bed. A bed where I never deep rest. A bed where I'm always depressed. A bed with the human oppressed. A bed for a tomb where I slept. A bed in the room that's a womb for this mess. Sick boy bitten by a tick boy. Tell me how it feels to be buried while you breathe. Stones and sticks boy, pain is a gift boy. Hard to make a stand when you crawl on your knees and I kneel.
Man,
Okay.
this guy, man,
He's been through it, man.
so much to digest there. So verse 1 goes, have you ever felt pain, stomach wrenching, unrelenting? Tell me. Have you ever felt pain, condescending, muscles clenching? Tell me. Have you ever felt pain? A rose emerges from the pavement cracks. They'll write my eulogy with broken glass. Eternal parallax, pain. We continue in verse 2 with pain the author, I accept this. Pain the teacher, bruised apprentice. Pain resisting, pain will come. Pain the mother, I am the son. Pain that splits you into when it hits you. The dark and the light all converge to one. Pain that twists you, the heavens dismiss you, the Father, the Ghost, and the Holy Son. Now, before we dive into the long third verse, boys, have any thoughts about the first two?
Well, I got a story. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Story time with Shades.
Allegedly, I was riding a motorcycle one time and wrecked at a decent speed.
Allegedly.
Woke up in the hospital 3 days later thinking I was somewhere else. Woke up to my pops staring at me. It was crazy. Then getting out of the hospital, and I don't even remember what I had, Vicodin or something, but man, they wanted to just feed those to me. And all I wanted to do is get back to my normal life.
Still deal with it to this day at all?
Oh yeah. My collarbone back here still pushes on me, and it's no good in the wintertime. I need chiropractors for sure.
Thankfully, we have a good one here in town. So, yeah, we can all quite relate to this in various ways, even though we haven't always dug into every way that we personally relate to a lot of this stuff. Y'all know some of my story already with the cancer and the tumor on my spine and all the nerve pain that came with that and all the pain after the 12-hour spinal surgery. And I still deal with stuff every day in my back, in the surgical area, in my neck, in my hand, every day. But I've got my own pain meds that are more natural and holistic, that aren't as negative towards my body as some things would be. When they put me on a lot of I was on some crazy heavy pain meds, dude. Hydromorphine and some things. Like I was hallucinating when I closed my eyes when I was on this shit. But
Yeesh.
I'm glad I was on it because the pain I would have been in without it would have been insane. But I didn't finish my script. As soon as I could deal without it, I dealt without it because I didn't want it to become a problem. Yeah, man, that shit was strong. And I had to do I had to do a lot of trial and error just doing pain management with different meds before I ever found a mixture that actually worked dealing with the symptoms before I had surgery. So I still deal with it. I'm going to deal with it the rest of my life. But thankfully, Shades and Dylan and I are all still here standing, regardless of all of it. But because of the experiences we've been through, we absolutely identify with the lyrics he states and the things that people like you who are watching us have to go through on the daily. So don't ever think you're alone going through shit like this, because I guarantee you, there's a lot of us out there that can relate. So well, let's dive into this big ass verse as Ren likes to do to us, and people like to complain about sometimes in our comments. But it is what it is. We like to read the verses and dissect them, and he trips me up sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. But out of the 80 some videos, or 90, we're over 90 now videos that we've done, it's very few and far between that I really fuck it up. So let's get into this. Body bags, body bagging me. Zip it up quick, a living zombie. I search for pain in the belly of the beast. Sick boy, onomatopoeia. Running up a fever, following a leader. Wanna be me, huh? Grass isn't greener. Bright light seizure, dynamite dealer. Dine at the table of the coroner. Eat up, fuck. 13 years I've been feeling so stuck. Lucky number 13, just my luck. Empires tumble, rubbles and dust. The universe shrinks and the planets combust. In God we trust. God tied a noose to his neck and he walked to the edge and he jumped. Angels wept. I bear witness watching the whole thing unfold from my bed. A bed where I never deep rest. A bed where I'm always depressed. A bed with a human oppressed. A bed for the tomb where I slept. A bed in this room that's a womb for this mess. Sick boy, bitten by a tick boy. Tell me how it feels to be buried while you breathe. Stones and sticks boy. Pain is a gift boy. Hard to make a stand when you crawl on your knees and I kneel. The way that this dude writes is fucking incredible. I just have to say that. He paints such a great picture with his words and does it in such an interesting way. And if you say onomatopoeia in a rap, you've already got me on board. Like shout out B.O.B. in the Strange Clouds album.
How am I supposed to pronounce this? I don't need a song. I don't need this bigger because I'm bigger. Bring the noise like an onomatopoeia.
Gambino has done it as well.
Bring a girlfriend, man. Trouble when I see her. Onomatopoeia. Oh.
A bed where I never deep rest, a bed where I'm always depressed, a bed with a human oppressed, a bed for the tomb where I slept, a bed in this room that's a womb for this mess. It's rough when you're stuck in a bed and can't get out of it for any reason or physically. I know he was trapped in one a lot longer than I was. We know that he was trapped in bed for quite a long time because of his sickness and everything he's had to go through with his health. When I had a spinal surgery, I couldn't even get out of bed on my own. I couldn't sit up on my own. I couldn't go to the bathroom by myself. I couldn't do anything by myself. And it sucks when you just feel trapped. You know, it was almost like I had a flashback of Walking Dead. I'm like, what if I was stuck in this bed when I couldn't get out and the zombie apocalypse happened, man? That would suck. I'd be screwed, man. Weird thoughts when you're heavily medicated laying in a hospital bed. But I mean, I had them.
Weird.
You're like, what if I never can ever get out of bed on my own again? What if something went wrong? When you can't even get up and go 8 steps on your own without a walker, without help, it's rough. Aids had to help me shower and everything.
It was weird. Yeah, I got off lucky on my accident though. Like I only spent a few days in the hospital and I don't remember like the first 3 because I was pretty messed up. And then I was home. Like I don't know how I got around the house by myself, but I did.
We're all thankful that Shades is here today.
I mean, apparently I was messed up if I don't remember how I did it.
With this mess, sick boy, bitten by a tick boy. Tell me how it feels to be buried while you breathe. Stones and sticks, boy, pain is a gift, boy. Hard to make a stand when you crawl on your knees and I kneel. I kneel at the altar of my own disease and I beg. I begged this guy for mercy, mercy never came. I did me dirty, 33 and hurting, cursing. Jesus died at 33 and still my sins are lurking. Gears are turning, future stays uncertain. Surgeon incision, murder ambition. Fear of the unknown preserves a religion. Denounced the gods when my body went missing. Back then, the pain spray ricochet like a Mac 10. Hot lead hit the bed that was trapped in. Red wings, seraphim out of God's grace. Cried tears from heaven like Clapton. Stick pins in the voodoo Hendrix. Thick skin, stay humble Kendrick. Stay skeptic, check the biometrics. Bloodstained crime scene forensic. Lights on, lights out. Fade into the background. So down, running from the silhouette of self-doubt. By now, really should have figured this shit out. Lights on, lights out. Smackdown.
Smackdown.
I like that. That last little section there that's my highlight so far. I like that. I like that beat. I liked his vocal.
Speaking of SmackDown, what's your catchphrase, Dylan?
My catchphrase?
It doesn't matter what your catchphrase is.
Laying the smack down on all your candy assets.
I had to throw some OG The Rock fun in there with the smack down. I kneel at the altar of my own disease and I beg the sky for mercy. Mercy never came. Life did me dirty. 33 and hurting, cursing. Jesus died at 33 and still my sins are lurking. Gears are turning, future stays uncertain. Surgeon incision, murder ambition. Fear of the unknown preserves a religion. Denounce the gods where my body went missing. The whole 33 and hurting, linking it to Jesus died at 33. There's a lot of interesting numerology around things like that. But it had to be rough, man. It had to be rough. You know, denouncing the God when his body went missing. It had to be hard going through everything, wondering why he had to go through this. Where was God during all of this? Why did he have to endure all this pain? We dug into a lot of stuff like that in our Money Ties video, actually. A lot of our thoughts on that and how sometimes certain people are forced to go through stuff like that to become the ultimate person that they need to be, not just for themselves, but for all the people that they're going to help. And we really think that's part of Bryn's journey. Like there's a lot of darkness, but that also begets a lot of light because of how he is and the way the mentality that he has. Back then, the pain sprayed, ricocheted like a Mac 10. Hot lead hit the bed. I was trapped in. Red wings, seraphim, out of God's grace. Cried tears from heaven like Clapton. Stick pins in a voodoo Hendrix. Thick skin, stay humble Kendrick. Stay skeptic, check the biometrics. Bloodstain, crime scene, forensic. I almost made it. Man. I was this close.
Oh, so close.
You're doing a fine job, sir.
That would have been rough, man. I can't imagine the amount of pain that he had to endure. Cried tears from heaven like Clapton. Stick pins in a voodoo Hendrix. Thick skin, stay humble Kendrick. A lot of cool music references there. My favorite Voodoo Child rendition is the one he did like a live take in studio, and I believe at the record plant, if I'm correct, recorded by a Shenandoah native, Gary Kelgren, who does not get enough love, who was a very great recording artist who recorded Jimi Hendrix. Then we hit our bridge that Dylan was such a big fan of.
Yes, I dig it.
Lights on, lights out, fade into the background. So down, running from the silhouette of self-doubt. Buy now, really should have figured this shit out. Lights on, lights out, smack down. I said lights on, lights out. Don't judge me.
Don't judge me, monkey.
So why did you like that bridge so much, Dylan?
The beat and the vocal. I like that beat, a little more electronic beat, a little bit more of almost like a reggae style vocal. It just really hit. I think it worked really well.
The silhouette of self-doubt. By now, really should have figured this shit out. Lights on, lights out. Smackdown. Let it be. Quote John Lennon. Click clack, John got shot for attention. What does that tell you about the good deep intentions? Bitterness formed in a storm of aggression. Prophets get dropped, imagining heaven. Martin Luther, Mahatma, or dead. 6-6 followed by 6 and 7. Build and praise and bury him dead. I was born to be half a man with half a chance. My heart isn't half righteous, half is damn, and half a gram. Half those troubles and thoughts stay darker than climb master plan. Sharper than glass shard, splinter and cinnamon. Irony could kill a man. He makes money when the music lands. Expand, pay me my cheese, rain down parmesan. Followed by 7 whole sins for a self-made Armageddon. Sin 1, pride. Pride makes a man kill a man for his ego to survive. Sin 2, lust makes the grass look greener. Crucifies trust. sin-free, gluttony. Humans consume and consume. Planet Earth gets a frontal lobotomy. 4, sloth, rinse and repeat. Reruns, repeat, time lost. Sin 5, envy. That's when one man's win is another man's frenzy. Sin 6, wrath, rage, vengeance, killers, psychopath. Sin 7, greed. Greed plants a seed that will destroy us all if we succumb to greed. If we take what we need and take more than we need, then our oceans will bleed. Still we feed and we feed and we sleep and repeat. Then we exile the shepherds and follow the sheep. We inherit the meat. We inherit this world that we bruise and we beat. We inherit this vanity, circles of creeds. Inherit the liars, the murderous thieves. One sin for every one day of the week.
Man, that was super, super fucking good, man.
It almost feels like a different song. Like musically, it flows with the rest of it, but subject matter wise, it goes away from being, kind of autobiographical to his view of the world.
Let it be, quote, John Lennon. Click, clack, John got shot for attention. What does that tell you about the good of intentions? Bitterness formed in a storm of aggression. Prophets get dropped, imagining heaven. Martin Luther, Mahatma, more deadness. 6-6 followed by 6 and 7. Build him, praise him, bury him, dead him. Now, something else you're going to get in this video that I guarantee you no one else has ever covered. We mentioned in passing Gary Kellgren and the record plant because of Jimi Hendrix. Well, ironically enough, John Lennon was coming from the record plant the night he got shot and killed. So the night he got shot and killed, he was before that hanging out with someone from Shades in my hometown.
I was actually going to say something about this, but I didn't. And then, bam, it just hits us.
Well, that's pretty crazy. We get some really, really cool lore from our side of the world over here that relates to a Rin video that you won't get anywhere else. I was born to be half a man with half a chance. My heart is in half righteous, half is damned, and half a gram, half those troubles in. Thoughts stayed darker than Uruk-ai's master plan. Sharper than glass, shard splinter, and sinner man, irony could kill a man. Pain makes money when the music lands. Expand, pay me my cheese, rain down Parmesan. Love me some Parmesan cheese.
The word play.
And more Lord of the Rings references with the Uruk-ai. Hey, at least I pronounced that one right. I get it wrong all the fucking time. It's Tolkien, not Tolkien. It's Smaug, not Smog. I'm a Midwestern boy, and I've heard certain things my whole life or read it a certain way, and it gets stuck in my head that way. Okay? Respect Tolkien.
Tolkien.
666 followed by 7. 7 whole sins for a self-made Armageddon. Sin 1, pride. Pride makes a man kill a man for his ego to survive. Sin 2, lust. Lust makes the grass look greener, crucifies trust. Sin 3, gluttony. Humans consume and consume. Planet Earth gets a frontal lobotomy. 4, sloth. Rinse and repeat. Reruns, repeat. Time lost. Sin 5, in me. That's one. One man's win is another man's frenzy. Sin 6, wrath. Rage, vengeance. Killers, psychopaths. Before we drop into Sin 7, pride. Pride makes a man kill a man for his ego to survive. It is a very big issue everywhere. Lust, like he says, it's normally you conflate lust with a sexual lust, but there's also the lust of jealousy and wanting to have or be something that someone else has or is, which I like that he did put that in here. Gluttony, we consume and consume and consume and consume and consume, especially if you're a Drake fan. Sloth, wasting people like to waste their time.
It seems today that all you see is violence in movies and sex on TV. But where are those good old-fashioned values on which we used to rely?
We're trying not to waste our time over here with all the music we cover. Every video we drop usually means something to us, whether people watch more than our written videos or not. There's stuff like Echo that we really love that means a lot to us. There's different things we cover that don't get a lot of views because most people are here to watch Rin. But there's a lot of other great stuff we encourage you guys to check out that we cover, because we don't cover a lot of stuff that we're not into or that we really relate to or really vibe with. You know, we cover a lot of stuff that you guys should hear. It's really great stuff. You just give her a chance. Envy. When one man's win is another man's frenzy. Always envy in other people's wins is how a lot of culture seems to react. And Over here, we recognize that just because you win doesn't mean somebody else lost. Just because someone else won doesn't mean you lost. Just because you win doesn't mean someone else loses. I mean, it depends. This is a football game or a sports game or a race. That's different. But when it comes to art, when you win, it doesn't mean someone else fails. It's a weird thing. You know, there's enough to go around for everybody to win. And then we got wrath, rage, vengeance, killers, psychopaths, which most of them run every single country in the world. So then we come down to sin 7, greed, which is very prevalent through a lot of his music. Greed plants a seed that will destroy us if we all succumb to greed. If we take what we need and take more than we need, then our oceans will bleed. Still, we feed and we feed and we sleep, then repeat. Then we exile the shepherds and follow the sheep. We inherit the mean. We inherit this world that we bruised and we beat. We inherit this vanity circus of creeps, inherit the liars, the murderous themes, one sin for every day of the week. Well, that was Ren 7 Sins. Y'all have been clamoring for this one for a long time, and it won our poll last week. So that's what we covered. Now, whether there's going to be a poll or not this week, I'm not sure. If there's a poll, it's up right now. If there's not a poll, that means I'm going to put on the screen right now what we plan on covering next week. We've got some interesting requests. And since we are covering the Money Game trilogy in one video on Black Friday at the end of the month, we were told that Crucifier Culture needed to come before that. So the Friday before that, we will cover Crucify Your Culture. So what we fit in between, still up for debate. We will hop in and talk to you Renegades directly about some things right after our review. But Shades, what say you?
I was going to say it earlier, but I didn't raise my hand and stop you, and I just let you go. Everybody can't win. You can't have two number ones. That'd be 11, right?
You're not first.
Well, let me start by, what did I predict?
I remember.
Predicted it was mid.
Definite fire from the beginning. I enjoy hearing about his misfortune. It's bad to say it like that, but he puts it in a way that makes you enjoy it. It's good. The art is real. I don't have a whole lot of words when it comes to his music because he says it all other than fire. Fucking fire.
It also helps having Dylan and I here who are never short on words, especially.
That's true. I mean, we don't call him the professor for nothing.
That's right. I know all the words.
You're just here to up the sex appeal of the show. Well, Professor.
This one's hard for me. Throughout the song, I've really been trying to turn the gears a little bit, figure out where I'm going with this thing. I didn't love the start. It didn't hook me like usual right out of the gate. You know, his way with words, the way he described his suffering. He's very poetic. It almost started off kind of spoken word. It picked up a little bit. It really ebbed and flowed a whole lot. I like the electronic beat, the reggae part. And then when it got to the actual 7 sins at the end, it almost felt like a separate song. You know, the first 2/3 was really about his personal life. Then the last part where he got into the 7 sins was kind of societal. Then I averaged it out, and I didn't think I'd get here, but I got to keep it true. And I think this one's the mid for me.
You fucking with us?
Are you fucking with us?
No, I didn't love this one as much as his other stuff. I gotta go mid. Like I said, it had some peaks and some valleys, and I wrote along with it, and in every section, and then every digesting of the verses, I wasn't entirely sure, but yeah, this one hit me right in the mid.
He's just walked out on you, sir. Just like half the Renegades in the chat just did.
No, listen, they watch, they know we're authentic. You know, all the Renegades, and they've been pretty vocal with us. You know, when there's stuff that we've fired, which has been everything so far. You know, some of the stuff that they appreciate that he does, and just haven't loved it as much as others. And this is the first one for me that really hit, where it didn't get the hooks in, man. It's good. He is, like I said, I love his way with words, and I'm not saying anything negative about the song, just my own personal feel for it. I don't know. I didn't think we'd ever hit this point, but Yeah, this one hit right in the mid wheelhouse for me.
I think Shades predicted what you were gonna say before you said it.
That's
Yeah.
super weird though, right? Like,
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't know if it's, what else we've covered. We've had a pretty heavy night of recording. This is our 4th song, so I don't know if it was what we got from the first 3 tracks that we covered tonight, and then when we got to this one, I don't know. This one almost needed to be like in a microcosm. We almost needed to maybe tackle. I think I would have felt differently had we not followed this, or this didn't follow what we had covered previously.
Gun knuckles for 8.
And in my opinion, the 3 tracks that we covered are some of the best that we've heard on the channel as a whole. One that we covered right before this one, from what I've proclaimed my album of the year. I don't know if it was just the expectations. For whatever reason, man, it could have been I don't blame Ren. I'm not saying it's anything that he did or didn't do, but I didn't get in that groove, man. Sometimes you hear things and you get right in that track, and you've got almost like that tunnel vision where you're feeling it and you're just rolling with it. This one kind of took me all over the place, and I never did get settled.
Planet bullshit!
In the galaxy of this sucks camel dick!
I don't need you guys anyway. I don't need this place. I've got bigger fish to fry. Yeah? Irons in the fire.
hold on, Thundy, do the Scooby-Doo ending.
I know there's gonna be some people who are gonna come for you in the comments for that take, but I know there's also gonna be the majority of the Renegades that appreciate your honesty and that appreciate that we're not just here trying to play to the Renegades 100%, that we're not just trying to fire everything for the sake of it being Ren. We all have our own perspectives and ideas and outlooks on things. Like musically, it wasn't my favorite Ren, especially compared to like before this recording, we did a Yellow Wolf's new song, we did Backwards new song, we did a new Cane Hill song, and all of those musically were very, very high for us. Lyrically though, this might be one of my favorite ones lyrically so far because of everything he said, the way that we related to a lot of the things he said, the way he laid out the 7 sins. It was all very, very well done. So Sonny's giving it a fire. I thought it was fire, and I loved the way that they did the lyric video. It had Cyber Skull colors on it, so had to give it a little bit of extra credit for that one. But I can see why so many people really like this song, especially those who can really relate to the chronic pain and things of that nature. So with that being said, I guess it's time. Should we speak to the Renegades real quick?
Yes, sir.
All right, Renegades, now is your time in the video. We covered the poll and we covered what's coming next and what's coming the rest of the month. We got the Ren playlist that we'll put up right now of every single Ren song that we've covered. It's got its own playlist on the channel, so you can check it out. I know you guys have been clamoring for some of these t-shirts, and we are working with a merch producer, merch provider, a merch company. We are talking to them right now, and we're gonna get some samples soon, and we're getting a website put together. So hopefully at the latest after the first of the year, we'd like to have something going so you guys can get your shirts, and there will be international shipping. So every single one of you, no matter where you are, can get a shirt. I know that they have fulfillment centers all over the globe, so you may not always be paying high dollar international shipping rates. So we'll just have to see how that goes. We do have a Discord that you guys can drop into. It'll be in the description of this video. It's pinned on our channel. It's in the community tab. The link doesn't work, just let us know. We already have a few you guys in there. They will be somewhere. We have a Ren forum called Renegades Unite, where you can drop lore related to every video that we drop. So instead of putting it in the comments here, which we do appreciate, sometimes those get lost. So you want to put those in our Discord in the right place. We will definitely dig into a lot of that because you guys really come through with the lore in every single video. And we've dug down some interesting rabbit holes of behind the scenes and things like that, which makes us ultimately appreciate Ren and his videos and his music even more. Like, we know that there's some crazy stuff leading up to Money Game that they did, and we got a lot of our own little research to do before we get to it. So we love all of you who post that stuff for us. We are a whore for lore, and yes, that will be a t-shirt. That will be a t-shirt. Last thing we're gonna tell you guys before we get out of here is we are thinking about doing a Thanksgiving special live stream. Y'all really liked our Halloween special. Now, we won't be dressing up in costumes this time, but we're aiming for the 30th, the Saturday of this month. It'll be in the afternoon our time, same time as the last one. When we have more details, we'll share them on our community tab, talk about them in future videos, but that's what we're thinking. So if you guys would be interested in checking out a Thanksgiving special, even if you're in a different country that doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving, or at least at the same time that we do, let us know. And we're going to have some fun talking about Thanksgiving in media and some of our favorite traditions, favorite foods, and the things that we're really thankful for this year. So you boys got anything else to tell the Renegades, or should we let them get out of here?
Forgive me. No, I love Ren. I love the Renegades. Like I said, I would be doing them a disservice if I gave a dishonest reaction. So don't hate me. I love you guys. Love me back.
All right. Well, with all of that being said, thank you for being here and being here for the premiere. If you made it, let us know in the comments whether you thought this was a fail, fire, or just plain mid. Like and subscribe if you had a good time with us today, because we are Cyber Skull Media. This was Fail or Fire, and we will keep bringing you the heat. We will catch you guys next week. See you later.
Later.